listeners. This is the Karen's podcast, and today we're talking about relationships, how they affect us, how society is a Karen or not will determine, and how each of us is in a, let's just say, our own unique experience. Susan, why don't you get started?
I'm happy to kick this
How do you like
off.
my voice? How do you like my
I was like, oh
my?
my God, you were so Vanna White, like the
How,
most,
how do
like,
you like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to kick it off.
Yeah,
I
tell us a
think
little bit about.
that, well, first I'm going to say I think my longest relationship is with you clowns, but
true.
yeah,
Probably.
I'm currently, so let's put it this way. I'm currently legally separated from my husband, who about a year and a half, to almost 2 years ago, decided that we both wanted different things in life and decided for me to be happy and for him to be, I don't know, happy. We could split up and go our separate ways. So I've gone from being married, to moving out on my own because we were living together for 10 plus years to really kind of starting scratch. Like I didn't date on the apps when I was younger. Like it just wasn't a thing. And now the crazy dating world is insane. So I've gone from dating someone to, or going from married to someone, getting back in the dating game, playing, dipping my toe in it,
Mhm.
meeting someone in a committed relationship with him and taking him on a vacation, or not vacation. We went away for a long weekend with friends that he had never met. He had met before, but didn't know them that well. I also think probably was his first grown up a trip where it was just adults with no kids
Uh-huh.
enjoying the long weekend, and he didn't know what to make of it. And it was very, I didn't
He
understand.
has kids, correct, Susan?
He has
He has
kids,
kids.
yes. I
Yeah.
didn't realize throwing him in this situation would make him uncomfortable because he didn't know what it'd be like to stay the night at someone else's house, like kind of be with them 24/7. So yeah, so my relationship lifestyle has completely changed in 2 years. It
Yeah.
could have been a lot. It came out working really well for all parties intended.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
And
And
just
I
also introducing him to friends that were friends of you and your
Yeah, so that was
husband,
Oh,
really,
I mean, they were also friends. I mean, they were a huge part of your wedding,
yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like
I
right.
we
mean,
went
yeah.
away for the weekend with friends that not only were a huge part of my and my ex-husband's life, but like they helped us plan our wedding and we're super
Oh,
involved with everything in as a good friend, a good couple friends. And it was also just really shocking because I'm gonna add additional element is the couple that we were staying with in New Orleans, his brother came on the trip, and his brother has only known me and my ex-husband. He didn't know my new boyfriend. And he kind of pulled me aside and was like, I didn't know what to expect when you guys showed up because I just know you from your ex-husband. And, he really commanded the room at every given time. And
your ex.
this guy is real. Your new guy is really
That's a great
awesome.
way to
We could
say it.
relate. I relate to him. Like, that it was a very chill weekend and with a lot of fun laughs.
Good, good,
Yeah,
good. That's awesome.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. That is so cool.
Yeah,
It
I
was,
bet that's a
That's
little odd
surprising.
for I mean not odd, but I guess that is different, especially, if they were part of your wedding
yeah.
and obviously close with your ex, that it could have gone differently.
Yeah,
So many different
100%.
ways.
I
Yeah.
mean, at the end of the day, it's unfortunate, but these are my friends, not my ex's friends. Um, but
So you
it's
get to keep them.
I
They're
get to
yours.
keep them, but they also, I think, always just wanted the best for me.
Yeah.
And now they're seeing that I have come into my own and I'm doing the best for myself.
Yeah.
So what about, can we touch on real quick,
Yeah.
um, the dating world
Oh, yeah.
and
Okay.
like the
Yes.
apps and stuff? Like crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, I got a little freaked out when I first started dating, and I was entering the world. Like the first guy I went out on a couple of dates with posed himself very nice. Like we had fun. We had some, I like to say shits and giggles. And then within the first like 3 weeks, he completely flipped the switch and went from like a normal, what I would consider normal behavior, no red flags, to wanting to get down and dirty and super sexual and say things to me that even
Sure.
my ex-husband um would never that come out of his mouth. And that was a breaking point there. And so then I got into the world of online dating, and it was crazy. Like a couple people, just weirdos, like, what are you doing? What are you wearing?
Yeah,
Like,
that
do you have a
Yeah.
seems.
TV in
Ugh.
your room, in your bedroom? I think for me,
Ew, they ask that? You have a
yeah,
It's like
I
all
got
TV in
about
your
dick
weird.
pics and
bedroom?
like nude pics
Ew,
these
what's
days.
that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm so
totally.
glad I'm not in that
Yeah.
world. Oh, that sounds
yeah.
Yeah.
terrifying.
I mean, I'm fortunate that I got to experience the brief online dating, and I'm fortunate that I met someone
Cut out
that
of it.
I got out of it. Yeah, but I also
Yeah.
met someone organically, and ironically, he and I chatted briefly because he had seen me on Hinge, and I got annoyed that he didn't like swipe right. He's like, "Why would I swipe right? I'm already dating you."
Oh my God.
Hinge, that's a new one. How many of
How
these
many,
are there, I
Susan,
wonder?
how many dating apps
Yeah.
were like do you go on? Like what
I
like
was on two. I was on Hinge, serious.
What?
I got on Tinder for
Oh,
booty.
Tinder. Yeah.
The
Were
Tinder
you
never
really?
went. Yeah, I did. I got on like
Just for booty?
apparently you can get booty on all the apps. It's
Oh,
not
I'm sure.
I
Yeah, it's
didn't know.
not uncommon.
Like
Men
I
are
was
men. Yeah, I mean.
yeah, I mean I wasn't expecting to go in and like have anything serious, and ironically I came away like dating someone seriously rather relatively fast. So that's been
yeah.
Yeah,
interesting.
that
Yeah,
is
how long
interesting.
what was the
Totally.
timeline
Yeah.
on that? Sorry, from the
So
time you met to
so
the
we
time
met.
you kind of were done with your ex
Yeah.
Yeah.
husband.
So, I mean, my ex had come and picked up all the stuff, but he hadn't been living with me for almost 3 months.
Okay.
And
That's pretty
like
quick.
the weekend after he moved out, I met the guy that I'm dating at a conference through work
Hmm.
in San Francisco. And but we didn't go out for like another 30 to 40 days.
Mm.
And then we had our first date, and it just kind of clicked.
So X was out of the scene for like 4 months almost.
Yes, for
I
sure.
mean,
And
not like officially out of the scene, but he was, out of the
like
scene.
I was legally separated for 4 months, and he was
Got it.
out of the picture
Yeah.
for 4 months. And then I dated one guy like for about 3 to 4 weeks, and
I
then
remember the musician guy.
that's the musician guy.
That
Yeah.
is the weirdo. Yeah.
The
Yes.
weirdo. So I gotta know because I think what the question I kind of somewhat jokingly brought up at at the intro was, how does society like look at women kind of re-entering the dating scene after 40, right? And like what kind of like were people like nice to you? I mean, you're beautiful, obviously,
Thank you.
but men
I feel
I
like
feel like over 29, right? People are
Do you feel like it
judgmental.
was all booty call or
I
was
feel like it
it
was a 50-50 like gambit. Like some people were like, "Let me see your tits." And some guys did try to strike up a conversation, and then there was this one guy that I was interested in, but he just was so aggressive that I was like, "Homeboy, I told you what my schedule was for us to go out. Why are you calling and blowing me up, asking me if I can meet tonight?"
Yeah.
Like I don't think I had that much experience re-entering the dating world before I got snatched up. I mean, look at me. Who wouldn't want to snatch me up?
Agreed. But
Yeah.
like were you noticing like were the men that were reaching out to you, were they like your age, younger, older?
It was all walks of life, to
Were
be
they
honest.
Okay.
worth your time? Like, I want to ask, like, were they on your level for looks
No, not I
and
would say probably
professionalism? Like, and what, like,
5%.
would you be dating under or over with the guys that
5%
came
were on
on?
my level or a bit over.
Okay. I mean, that's not
Only
bad, honestly,
5%.
because I feel
And
Only
like
also
5%?
yeah, and
Amanda,
yeah,
those
5%.
men
and
That's
are
those
not a lot.
also let
I
me
know. I know.
stipulate those men probably were about 10 to 15 years older than me.
ah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay.
I
Well,
do. Yeah.
yeah, I think a lot of men are, and look at, the lesbian talking about this, but just, I'm getting this from like romantic comedies and like my, my single
From the
friends.
1990s or the early
Yeah,
2000s.
exactly, from the
Like
early
none
2000s.
newer, updated. Yeah.
And men seem to like be threatened by like interesting and successful women. Is
I think
that
there's
not true
that.
anymore? Or have we come
No, I
into
think that there is that. I think also men are super lazy as fuck. And if you have a very successful woman and they don't feel like they need to contribute, and I think this could go for any relationship, right? It's just not men. But
right?
like you don't need to contribute to like the greater partnership, then like they just don't care. And I think women, we're like if you literally if you want to get shit done, you hire a woman, right? Let's just be real. Let's be real.
You want good communication. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I have really good communication right now with the guy I'm dating. Like if I don't like something, I tell him, or if like he's uncomfortable in situations, he tells me. I'm actually
Are
go
you doing different things now in your relationship with this person than you were doing before in your previous relationship?
yeah,
Like yeah, like
yeah, like I don't try and control the relationship, but I also feel like my last relationship, I was forced to control it and drive the
yeah,
boat when
yeah,
I didn't really
yeah,
want to. Um,
totally.
and like in this like instance,
You
like
get to
it's
take
very
you get to take turns being the captain, which is nice.
yeah, for sure. And like, he has his own professional life and he has his own goals as well. Um, and he has an ex that he has to deal with. So it's the difference between me and him is that like he doesn't see his ex every day, but his ex is ever present because they have three
They have
kids, right?
kids. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
I had one four-legged kid and that's with my
yeah,
ex-husband and we don't there's no communication, so it's very different.
Yeah. And I
yeah.
imagine that at like, at this stage in your 40s, when you have been as successful as you are and has, well traveled and just you have like a full friend life and family life, that it probably becomes less important. Like when you're your 20s, you don't have any of that stuff. You're kind of building that together to where if you're meeting somebody in your 40s after you've successfully kind of accomplished all that, it's like a different thing that you're looking for. It's more like companionship and maybe somebody to just share some moments with versus like we have to like work our asses off to get that first down payment for the first house, or we're going to try to have the first kid, or we're going to we have the
Kids.
first dog, or it's just
Yeah.
it'd be yeah, it would
It's a
be
whole different, yeah, it's a
I'm
whole different
hoping in all
spectrum
honesty I never have
after
to
40.
find out, but it just
Yeah.
seems like it might almost be more efficient.
Like, I'll just
It's
say this, like,
very
I think I don't know if I'm in a unique situation, but we really complement each other with what we want, in life. And the running joke I say to him, because even his sister and like some of his friends have brought it up to me, like, why are you dating this guy? And like, what does he bring to the table?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah,
divorced and he has three kids. And I'm
yeah.
like, he's nurturing, he's sensitive, like we both have our own.
Smart, he's funny.
Yeah, he's smart, he's funny.
Sorry, I'm like giving kudos to you.
I
Am
know.
I the
Air
only
those
one that
things out,
hasn't met him
Susan.
yet? Am I the only one that hasn't met
Yeah,
him
you're the
yet?
only one that hasn't
Oh
met him.
shit, I got to do that. Okay.
Yeah, you got to
Um,
get down here, girl.
or we
Yeah.
have to go wine tasting up there or something. But
Cool. I'll be the
I
DD.
don't
Yeah,
need him for anything. I don't need him for the down payment. I don't need him to help me with any financial anything. Like sometimes I do need him to help me like take the trash out. But
Sure.
the reality is I like him and I like being with him and we have a really good time and we laugh and I it's not my story to tell about his life, but I think he also is at a place where he knows that I can go a couple days without seeing him and I don't get worried. Like we don't have I think there was a I had anxiety or when you're dating someone in your 20s and you don't see them for a week and a half to 2 weeks, I think you kind of worry about where's the relationship going.
What are they doing?
Like
Yeah.
right now, we don't have to
hmm
like I definitely get bummed out when I don't see him, but I don't have I'm not worried. Like it's not like we're
hmm
gonna break
you
up.
don't
Like
need that for the security of your relationship.
yeah, like their
Yeah,
relationship's secure in itself.
Well, that kind of leads me to another thing I want to talk about with you ladies today is yeah, what does it mean as we get older and we don't necessarily have that relationship? It was so, defining for our parents, our grandparents. Like you were a spinster at 30 years old if you weren't married with a couple kids. It's a lot different now, thankfully. But what does it mean
yeah.
like to like a person in particular a woman's identity in 2025 if she isn't in a committed monogamous long-term relationship. Megan, you
Well,
want to take
add
this
that to
one?
having five cats. I was like, add that to having five cats, and we got a whole story for you.
And listeners, a little bit about Megan is she is of the four of us, the very sadly the only widower. Had a wonderful relationship with her husband, and he, kind of passed suddenly. So yeah, tell us a little bit about that, Megs.
I mean, honestly, you guys, I'm sure you all thought that I was going to be the spinster with five cats previous to meeting Kurt. And so it's like
Crossed our
sometimes when
minds.
I look at it, I'm
Yeah.
like, exactly. Is it going to be any different? I mean, I miss this person every day. I never thought that I was going to find somebody. I was pretty okay with that. I have great family and great friends. And I just didn't have a lot of great relationships with men growing
And you were
up
okay with
and
that. It
just
didn't
didn't.
define you. Yeah.
I would not say I'm okay with that.
No, when
Like,
you
I
were
mean,
younger, though, it wasn't like something that you were like,
um,
or was it?
no, I mean, of course it was. I mean, honestly, I just had one of my fellow softball players. We were like competitive pitchers and growing up and in high school, but her dad was the one who taught me how to pitch. And I mean, I went and toured and in Europe and played a couple of years of college ball pitching. And I just always thought, God, I would love for him to be my dad. He was awesome. So, I mean, of course, I missed out on some of those situations for sure. But I mean, I think that's why I was probably okay without having it. Like later on, it's like, well, if you haven't had that support from a male figure, and I'm sure people feel like this with their mothers, or if it's vice versa,
Yeah.
you're kind of like, exactly, you're kind of like, well, whatever. Um, it doesn't surprise me that I found an older man. I mean, I was
How much older was
28,
he?
he was 12 years. I was
12 years.
28 and he was 40. Yeah. I had basically not dated for a couple. I was just sleeping around. I was working 7 days a week, social worker by day, restaurant worker by night, going out with friends, hooking up with people, and just feeling like, what's the point? No satisfaction, no nothing, and wasting my time. And I just thought, screw it. I'm going to take a year off, not sleep with anybody, not date anybody, make a list. Kurt still is like, I just don't believe you made it a year. And I'm like, I mean, when it's shitty guys out there and this is what you have to deal with, like, it's very easy to be like, I'll spend the night with myself versus,
Yeah.
not being satisfied or just what am I doing? So met him at our mutual job and we were friends for a year. And I always just thought he was so cool, so friendly, so kind, very funny, just warm. We're both Aquarians, so we just have a lot in common, and just he just felt like home. Very like
Hmm.
I just
It was kind of, you knew the
chemically and
connect, you had the
organically in
connection
my
immediately.
body, we had
Yeah.
the connection, even though we were friends at first. Like it was, I think that was so important for us because neither one of us is like the longevity of like, oh, sex is so hot and it's amazing all the time. And, we can't keep our hands off each other. Sure. Yes. That lasts for a while, but
Right.
like, that's not what a core relationship is going to last on.
Right.
It's about having mutual interests, mutual thoughts about the world, you know, uh,
Liking each
loving your
other.
family,
Yeah.
liking each other. Like we talked about that all the time. He would always say, he's like, how are all these people married that talk crap about their spouses or always in fights or always having problems? Like we actually enjoyed each other's company. I think we got 5 fights in 14 years,
Wow.
and they're about the typical money, but like honestly, 5 fights. And I mean, that's, we just didn't fight, we didn't argue, we were each other's, confidant and companion, and I miss him every second of every day. And it's a hard position to be a widow and date because I had the best. So like I'm not like out of love with my partner, and I tried to date for a year, not really my thing. So unless something
But I think,
dramatic happens, I'm
I mean,
okay to just cruise.
Meg, I think that, going forward, it's nice that you have that reference and
Yeah.
that
Very true.
high
Yeah,
bar and
absolutely.
to know
Very lucky. Very
what the
lucky.
right stuff
Yes.
feels like. so
Yeah.
that now you don't have to,
Second
you
guess.
know, settle and second
I will
guess,
say
and
though,
you
like
don't.
I would say though that it's kind of when the bar is set so high, like I feel like I'm already icing everybody out because,
Sure.
I'm always
Well,
comparing,
yes,
and
of
Right.
that's something I would have
course.
to work on. But part of me doesn't care. I don't care. Like I'm seriously, I don't have the energy. I don't have the wherewithal. I need to take care of myself. I don't care. And there's
Yeah.
not that. I mean, when we're talking, Amanda said, and there's 5% or Crazy Susan. Oh, sorry, that's the first time we said you were crazy, Susan. Um, and,
They'll get to know us.
but when Susan said that, I'm like, yeah. So I'm gonna go out there and waste my time for 5% when I
No.
could be
Right.
at home watching my favorite shows, having a glass of rosé with my cats,
Talking
and
to your
enjoying
girls.
my space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't care. So
Well,
that's just
I
where I'm
wish
at.
some other people felt that way. Yeah, that it's okay to,
Yeah,
it doesn't have to define you.
it doesn't
Um,
define you.
yeah, out of the four Karens here, I think Carolyn is the only one that actually married younger.
No, I didn't get married till I was
Yeah.
29.
No, no, no. The younger spouse,
Oh,
dear.
my, yeah.
No, you
I'm
told
sorry.
Carolyn.
I
You
wasn't
told.
clear on
Yeah,
that. No.
your boo is younger.
Yes, he is younger by 2.5 years.
Yeah, but he lets us all know it as often
Yes,
as you can.
he says
Yes.
it's 3 years, but it's
Rounding
actually
up,
2.5.
right?
And
And exaggerating.
yeah, so I was 29, and I was just saying this month will be 19 years married, and 22 years together. And yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about other than we're going strong.
No, I mean just, just a little bit about, what it means
Yeah,
to just kind of your
I've been with
identity
somebody
and
that
how
long.
did you get any grief from marrying a younger guy, like the societal norms, whatever,
Yeah,
anything
no,
interesting that
She
no, I
sounds
that
like
you think you
somebody
should
who's been
share?
married for 20 years.
I know,
I
right?
don't know what
You
else I'm
you
supposed
guys
to
never had
say about
kids.
that.
Was that ever you guys never had kids? I know it wasn't for lack of like necessarily not wanting them, but that's a pretty like a lot of straight couples um that's kind of an expectation. And did that ever
yeah.
impact you or
Well, I
like
mean, yeah, of course, people, that question never stops. I mean, even to this day, I'm 48, almost 49 years old. I still get that question
Dude, I
about,
just got it the other day with my new boo. Like, do
yeah,
you want to have a kid? And I said, I'm 48. That time is long
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. You're like, what are you
yeah.
talking about?
Yes.
Even though I do know a couple gals that
you can
have
do it,
gotten,
but it's yeah.
yeah, gotten pregnant in like mid 40s. But
Don't plan on retiring unless you're independently wealthy.
yeah, no, I definitely didn't catch any flack. I mean, like I said, our age difference is not. I don't think it's a big enough age difference.
Well, John's more mature than most
Is he?
people.
Are we
Well,
saying that
it
John is more mature?
well, I guess it depends on
Oh,
the topic. Let's put it this
It
way.
does. It does.
He paid, he's not like some slacker that sits around, plays video
Very
games,
He
and
has
true.
smokes
an
weed all
opinion. He
day.
has an opinion.
Yeah,
Yes.
Very
he's
true.
definitely opinionated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't have kids. It wasn't necessarily planned that way, but it didn't happen naturally, and so we didn't pursue IVF, and it was both of us. I think he wanted it more than I did, but we agreed, if it happens naturally, then of course
We'll run
let's
with it.
do that. Let's run with that.
Yeah.
But it didn't. And so, in that position, you're kind of forced to believe there's pros and cons to both. There's a lot
Right.
of aspects to our relationship specifically. There's a lot of stressors there that other people have when raising children, just that dynamic and that financial
Yeah.
stressor that we don't have. And so
You
those
get to
would,
go camping tomorrow.
yeah, those would be
Yeah.
some of the pros. But pros and cons to
Yeah, you
that.
never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel, do you
Get
ever
get a
feel,
little mini
Carolyn, that
him
like,
and you'd have been in
Yeah, that would
trouble.
be
yeah,
a big trouble.
do you ever feel like your marriage like isn't complete? Because I hear this sometimes when people are, they've asked me like, did you have kids? And I would be like, no. And sometimes, people will be like, oh, how sad because you don't have that to carry on, or they'd be like relieved for me, like, oh, thank God you don't have kids, so you don't have to deal with this. But it's almost like this question of like if your relationship is complete with or without having kids. Like, do you ever get that? Like where people,
I don't think I've gotten
or do you guys
necessarily.
ever feel that where you're like, oh, okay, we would be at a baseball game right now, watching our kids. So
I
yeah,
think
do
there's
you ever?
definitely the what ifs, like what would our, and you imagine what would your life look like? Of course, there's
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
that. There's no feeling that it would, that our relationship in some way is incomplete. Our relationship is pretty
yeah,
solid, better
yeah,
than many people I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
And so,
Better than mine.
but yeah, I mean, of course you do question like, oh, how would my life be different, and yeah, so I mean, I try not
and
to.
no regrets. I mean, just FYI, none of us have kids, and I
No. And I
don't
don't think
know
we
that
would be
any of us
making this
really regret.
podcast if we
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
I think our lives would
yeah,
be very different because I think,
yeah.
that's part of growing up and growing
It's
apart
part
from
of the
people that
trade-off, and yeah,
the people that have kids versus not. And I think there's some people that are just really like I have a lot of girlfriends that like they wanted to do is be a mom and like they play
yeah.
like getting married and having kids and like the whole thing growing up. Like I never did any of that. Like I was like,
No,
no,
I
I'm
only name my
never
kids because I like to name things, but like I didn't
right.
ever really want to have kids.
So I think that probably is part of it.
It's
It's
like,
not something that you like and there's nothing wrong with either one, but
no,
I
no,
think
no,
if
no.
had
Yeah,
you been
absolutely.
like that somebody that just was like this is a must. This is how I see
Yeah, there's
my
deal
future
breakers with certain
going, it would
people.
be
Yeah,
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and I don't
It'd be
think
different.
regret it would be the right word. I don't have regret about not
yeah,
having kids, but I do I I think I mean, I think I would
yeah,
have made the best of it and it would have been a totally different cool life
yeah.
in a different way.
Yeah.
My dad always said regret was a wasted emotion
Emotion.
or a wasted feeling, and so I'm
Yeah,
always reminded of that. Don't have regret. But anyways, man, how
Yeah,
about you?
it's true.
that's a good point.
That
We
is
do. That's
good.
another
It's
guy
true.
we miss a lot, Mr. Max. Good
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, so as you guys know, man, I really tried to be straight.
Yeah, you did.
You did. I mean, I had no clue.
I
I
tried.
mean, the fact
It
that
was a
you
good, the old
dated that
college
other
try,
guy for
as
as
they
long as you
say.
dated him,
But
you really gave it a try.
I did. I was
Name will
so,
not be included.
I think, yeah, no, let's not do that. But yeah, I think, I come from a family where you guys know a little bit about kind of how I was brought up, where there was a lot of importance from the maternal side of things of like you're kind of not like a whole person without like a husband, and like that's like that was for her and to this day it still is like pretty much the identifying like thing. And so I think part of it was that just like, okay, well, what am I if this is something that's not in my future? Um, and thank God that natural urges and strong support systems gave way to allowing me to finally be honest with myself and come out. But I didn't come out. I was kind of late in life compared to now. Kids are coming out and they're like
Yeah,
teens now. I was in my mid 20s.
totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, and very fortunate. I've been with my partner about as long as you, Carolyn. About it's been 20 years this year. We started dating, and I think 17 since we've been domestic partners anyway. So yeah, very fortunate. I don't know. I always tell her, I'm like, if this doesn't work out, I think I'd be in the same kind of category as you, Megan. It's just like,
Yeah.
unless it
Kurt
was
and I used
easy
to
and
watch
came along.
commercials for
Yeah.
dating apps, and I was like, if something happens, this is not going to be me. I
Yeah.
just can't do it.
It's
You
too
don't want to do
much.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm also gonna say,
Yeah.
like, I know of at least 6 women. And I would say 50% of those women outside of this group are all single, and 50% of those they all come from strong like parents are married for years and years,
Yeah.
or maybe their stepdad came in the picture at their age of 2. I just find it interesting. I think it's great that society doesn't make sure that we have to be married to like have a value. And I think a lot of the girls that I know or women are just like, fuck it. Like, why would I deal with the
Yeah.
headache of someone else's bullshit at this point?
Well,
Thank you.
there's some other kind of the opposite devil's advocate side of that is there's opinions out there by certain fractions that say, oh, well, it's basically the media and the government, and they're trying to split up coupling because there's like twice as you can sell twice as many couches, you can sell, twice as many insurance policies, you can charge
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
twice as many taxes, and it's all been like this basically like
The
kind of
economical scam
yeah, like
for, yeah. I
scam
mean,
like from the
wedding
government
industry is
and
huge. The
the
wedding industry is huge.
yeah,
Like they
exactly.
charge a lot for weddings, and
Hmm.
which is another reason I'm like, why would we want to be anti-gay weddings? And it's like, well, just more money for the industry, and there's tax cuts that you
Everybody
get
can be
for being
miserable.
married versus,
Yay. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I know, and I hate that, and
Everybody
I
can
hate that
spend
because I'm
a
like,
hundred thousand
I was
dollars on a
so,
wedding that lasts a day.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
and
but I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I think it's great that women are um taking care of business and not relying on men anymore, because it is sad. Some of my older in my career, I see women that have got divorced and were, stay-at-home moms and don't have any savings and don't
have
have
nothing.
a career,
Yeah.
and they're completely dependent upon whatever they get in the divorce, and they are reentering society late in life, and it
Which is
breaks my
not
heart.
super friendly,
Yeah.
and it's, yeah,
No.
and it's, yeah. I mean, it's, yeah,
Some women that don't want to go out and get a job, that they'll just rely on whatever their ex will pay them. There's also the opposite.
Well, and I think a lot of it has to do with really the time when you were brought
Yeah.
up, and like what, kind of what you saw and what was the norm. I think we're very fortunate that where we had, I think, some strong influences in our lives, and all were fairly ambitious and didn't and kind of were a little bit like, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't seem smart, or that doesn't feel
yeah,
safe. Whatever
yeah.
your
I mean, I have 9 divorces and marriages in between my
I
3
know.
parents.
Yeah,
wow,
I
And,
mean, I think we definitely
I'm
also
like,
all come from divorce,
divorce. That's true
with
too.
the exception
like,
of Susan.
Too. That's true.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, my parents are going
we're
on
going strong.
60 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't see anything. I mean, I did see that because I didn't want to get married and get divorced. I mean, nobody signs up for that, obviously. But I was like, I'm so hell bent on not getting married that there was no point to get married in case I got divorced. I didn't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with the letdown or anything like that.
Well,
It
it's
just
very
didn't seem
expensive.
a point. It's very
Yeah.
expensive, but I know a
Kids and
lot of people. I mean,
divorce.
honestly,
Yeah.
we one of the reasons we even got married officially, we'd already been together 7 years, was insurance.
Yeah,
I mean, I
that's
think a lot
true.
of
You do
people
get,
get married or stay in situations because it's easier. And that would be the worst, to be stuck in a relationship that you're unhappy, that your partner's unhappy just because it's easier financially to stay together.
and I think a
So,
lot
I
of
mean,
people
there's just
probably
so
do.
many, and a lot of
Yeah.
people do that. A lot of
I mean,
people
a
do that.
decent
And for the
attorney's
kids, and yeah,
$500 an
I
hour.
think
I
it
an
mean,
hour.
takes, and I'm
yeah.
just saying from a party of one, I think it takes a lot for a person to walk away when they've been in a relationship for so long, whether they're
Yeah,
codependent. Like it's really hard to see the forest through the trees, and to like
yeah,
just stand up and say, I'm not happy with this, and I don't need to live this way.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Gotta really,
Especially when you've been together for a long
Yeah.
time.
yeah. And if
Well,
you
You
do
now if
got
have
all
you
the, you
kids,
have the
were
investment.
if you
Yeah,
were
right.
a stay-at-home, wife or mom, and you didn't have the professional background, it probably would have made it that much harder and that much
absolutely.
scarier to make that decision, because
Yeah.
feeling a little
What am I
trapped
going to
and
do?
like, oh shit,
Yeah.
can I even support
Can
myself?
I do this?
Yeah.
I mean, can what am I going to do to put food on the table.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think of that all the time just as a sole, and I'm sure I know Susan does as well, just as like the sole provider for your own household. There is no husband or partner for me to be like, oh, you can pick up a couple extra shifts this week. Or, like things have got more expensive. Like we've got to make a little bit more money. It's like you're tapped out and you only have that. But you're like, would I put up with a relationship that I'm not happy in just for that?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean,
But it's
you're
frightening to
coming
think
at
like
it,
it's all on you,
Yeah.
it's just all on you.
but you're
And it's
coming
very
at it
scary.
with the assumption that you're not going to be happy in that relationship. I mean, if you
Carolyn,
came
excuse
at
me.
it from like, instead of putting
This
up
could work out.
someone, if they were a
That's
complimentary,
why I'm single, and I think I will stay that way. It was special, and I just can't see it.
Well,
I would look at everything as, am I putting up with them? I mean, I tried to date some guy for a year, and that was just pointless.
yeah, you do.
I
as
mean,
you get older, you definitely learn what you're willing to put up with versus not. That's one of the
Yeah,
benefits of, you
getting
don't care
older.
as much about what people think, and you know
Nope.
what you want, and you know
What you
what you're
want.
willing to put up with. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, ladies, we're getting to our time for today. So, who is the Karen, and is society the Karen in
Society.
this?
Society is.
Society the Karen,
Society is the
and why do we
Karen.
think
Because it's not just
society's the Karen?
society, it's even people that are married at our age. Like we said earlier, Carolyn, why don't you have kids? I would get it all the time. I think there's
Right.
these predetermined ideas
Yeah.
that people think
yeah, but I
something's
don't know.
wrong.
I'm going to disagree because I feel like today our society is so much more accepting of women, independent women not being married in your 40s
But do you
or
think
not
that because
having kids.
Society's
yeah,
evolving. Okay.
Or
Yeah. I like
I
that
don't
idea.
feel like people are half as judgmental in that.
At least not to our faces or on movies,
thank
right?
you. I
Maybe
think
not
it's
just to
also
your
where
face.
we live. It's a lot more liberal where we live. And I think if you're from a small town
Maybe
in
so.
like
Yeah.
a state that does not where financially there are struggles, your options and stuff are limited, or what you see as options are limited. So yes, I do think society has gone much farther, but I mean, it's ridiculous that we were where we were to begin with. So me, I'm like, we should already be like 20, 30 years ahead of the thoughts that we are right now, and we're not even catching up. So
Right.
I agree with you, Carolyn, that there are better options now and not as much societal pressure. However, I think that's just all dependent on where you live, how you were grown up, how you were raised. If you had probably a strong female figure in your life that was saying, you need to be able to take care of yourself and get yourself like a great job or get educated or whatever. But I don't think that, unfortunately, it doesn't cover everyone.
Well, we are lucky.
And I know it doesn't, it never does. I mean, it just never does, but.
Yeah. I mean, we are lucky here in the United States, even though there's a lot of angry people these days about where we're all at, where we're still the best country, in my opinion, in the world. And as women, we have a lot more rights here than anywhere else in the world. So I don't take that for granted, even for a minute. But anyway, I think by popular demand, we're going to say, society's still kind of the Karen in this regard. We got a long way to go, people. So thank you for listening. If you guys have any questions or topics that you want us to chat about, please feel free to email us. The email will be in our notes, and we're going to try out a little tagline that we're working on this week for the Karen's podcast, which is experts on nothing, opinions on everything. Let us know what you think. See you next week.